Howdy, my name is Ryan Jablon. I'm an industrial engineering major from Arlington, Texas, and I'm running for junior yell leader. So when I was a freshman, I joined Psalm Off, which is a brotherhood award focused on traditions, and our motto is unity through traditions. So every silver taps, every bonfire remembrance, every muster is a required event for us, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So my Aggie story starts when I was 3 years old. My dad taught me the Fighting Texas Aggie Warhymn on a cassette deck that still sits in my truck today. But it was really defined when he took me to my first Aggie muster. Growing up, he always told me how important muster was about some island in the Pacific, but I didn't really understand it. And he took me to a local association club, had an Aggie muster, and it was just a bunch of barbecues, some guys sitting around talking, and then a speaker came over the microphone, and they asked if anyone could hold a candle for people whose family members couldn't be present. And I walked up there and they handed me a card. And the name on that card was Dan Grant. He's a class of 1941. And I didn't know that man, but I stood there and I called here for him, and someday someone will call here for me too. And that's what I want to embody. It started out as kind of a selfish intent that being a yell leader always sounded awesome to me. I mean, we led yell practices and saw them off, but meeting some of these guys and hearing their stories, it really shows that they have the same passion and drive that I do, and maybe some of the same stories that we were told that we couldn't because we weren't in the Corps, or we couldn't because of certain involvements, and I just want to show everyone that they can also do that. Well, I don't know any other org that's more passionate about traditions than Psalm Off. I mean, we lead away midnight yells at the YMCA building. During COVID, we were still able to safely meet, of course, but I mean, no one's more passionate about those guys. And I want to show everyone how great they are. So, albeit a little unsafe when the guys get rowdy together, squads left is not a shuffle, it's a sprint across the stands, and I've taken a fall or two, but it's got the most memories, and it just always gets me hype every time. So, Psalm Off was founded by a couple of guys that were also in Bonfire, so I've had the pleasure of going out with them. I went out to cut. It was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. And to see like the Aggie spirit from that, and then everyone showing up at 2:42 on a night that they may have tests the next morning, it's awesome to me. No other university honors fallen students like A&M does, and Bonfire Members exemplifies that. I don't know if it's quite hidden, but country dancing is my favorite thing in the world. I've probably spent more time and money at Harry's than I have at tuition. But it's one of my favorite things to do. I've got really, really good at it, and it's my relaxation for the week. Howdy, my name is Ryan Jablon. I'm an industrial engineering major from Arlington, Texas, but most importantly, I'm a loud and proud member of the Fighting Texas Aggie class of 2024. Hey, 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 hey!